Well, good morning. Today is the fourth day of November. The time is 9 o'clock. The Board of Commissioners is in session. All three commissioners are present. Could you identify yourself going around the corner?
Brad Smith, Assessor's Office.
Catherine Ireland, Assessor's Office.
Kathy Corliss, Procurement.
Robin Swaney, Procurement.
I'm Diana Cortez, Trial Court Administration.
Jenna Hoskins, TCA's office.
Jameson Reed, TCA.
Bob Carney, Operations.
Carissa Lane, Human Resources.
Cheryl O'Clair, TCA.
Kobe Starman, Clerk's Office.
Bailey Withers, TCA.
Sandra Arias, TCA.
Steve Hippler, ADJ.
Andrea Sandbeck, TCA.
Tia Andrews, TCA.
Imelda Lopez, TCA.
Elizabeth Duncan, Communications.
Real IT guy.
Heather Luther, Clerk's Office.
Beth Long, Treasurer.
Okay, well, thank you. Welcome to our meeting today. Madam Clerk, do we have any changes to the agenda?
To the daily agenda, please.
Okay, I'm going to change the daily agenda. All right, I'll accept the motion, change the daily agenda.
I move to change the time for the second item, or the last item on the agenda. It was listed as 1:30. There were two listed as 1:30. The second one is 2:30, not 1:30.
We can do a lot of things, but it's hard to hold two meetings at the same time.
So I move that we change the time to 2:30 for the last item on the daily agenda.
Second. Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, next up, we have proclamation. Commissioner Bailey, could you read the proclamation?
The Board of County Commissioners, Ada County, State of Idaho, proclamation to designate November 22nd, 2025 as National Adoption Day. Whereas Ada County believes that all children need love, support, security, and deserve a place to call home. And whereas National Adoption Day serves to increase awareness of the ever-growing need for loving adoptive families for the children countywide who are waiting in foster care. And whereas National Adoption Day helps the dreams of children come true by working with courts, judges, attorneys, and advocates to finalize adoption into permanent loving families and to celebrate adoption. And whereas our goal in Ada County is to find hopeful parents and families wanting children for all the children waiting in foster care. And whereas Ada County is honored to join with the Idaho Supreme Court, 4th District Judicial Court, and advocacy groups in promoting National Adoption Day in Ada County, Idaho. Now therefore, we, the Board of County Commissioners, Boise, Idaho, do hereby proclaim November 22nd, 2025 as National Adoption Day, to honor all individuals who give their time, their effort to provide children with a permanent adoptive home, and to commend this observance to all the citizens of Ada County. Ada County and the 4th District Court will be celebrating National Adoption Day in Ada County, Idaho on November 21st, 2025.
Okay, is there a motion to adopt the proclamation? Does anyone want to speak to it first? Well, let's make a motion, then we'll see if somebody wants to speak to it, okay?
All right, I'll move to designate November 22nd, 25 as National Adoption Day in Ada County.
I second the motion.
Okay, well, you've heard the motion. Is there anyone that wants to speak to the judge? You want to say a few words?
I just want to thank all those involved in facilitating adoptions at the court here, and all those families who open their hearts and their homes to children in need of loving parents. And thank I think it's appropriate to point out that many people who come to the courthouse for things that they have to take care of here, it's often their worst day. It's not a good day. Adoption Day is one of those days that everybody involved is happy and pleased to be here. So we particularly enjoyed them. So thank you to the commissioners for recognizing this important service that we provide, and that more importantly, the loving parents that open their homes provide.
Yes, I concur with that, because a lot of people that come to this courthouse don't really want to be here. But the people that come for this purpose, they want to be here. In fact, and you see that. We had one of our staff members that adopted 2 children a couple of years ago on this day, and it was a great day. We got to go participate in that ceremony in the courtrooms. It was great. It was a great day. So does anyone else wish to say anything before we adopt this resolution, this proclamation? Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, for this year's, we have 11 adoptions scheduled for that day. Like we've done in the past years, if anyone wants to participate in the event and wants to donate something, we're putting together baskets for them. Just reach out to Tia Andrews. She is the person that's in charge of the celebration. And that's a fantastic job every year. Really, really exciting time. And so far this year in the district, we've had 145 different adoptions. So it's been a great year.
Well, it's great. I'm sure adoption is a wonderful day for all concerned. I found out something that day when we had participated. I didn't know that if a child was over 12 years old, that they had to give permission themselves. I didn't know that. And of course they gladly did. It was a good adopt. Anybody else wants to? Yeah, go ahead.
Chairman, Commissioners, I'd also just thank you for your support of this proclamation and thank Judge Hippler, Sandra, all the staff at the TCA and the courts for helping place children in loving, supportive homes. I was a product of adoption here, lived in foster care here in Ada County, and through the efforts and advocacy of groups and individuals like those who are here, had the good fortune of being placed in a local, supportive, loving family. So appreciate those efforts, and it's a great way to keep children engaged and involved in our community.
Yes, it is, and I'm sure that it's a blessing to both the children and the adopted parents, because they can have a child that they can love and appreciate. Any other comments or discussion? Okay, well, you've heard the motion. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. Who wants to get this? We'll take a picture. Come on, let's go outside. I guess we got a bigger crowd here than usual. You Bob today? Okay, well, the next item on the agenda is we have appointments to the Compass Regional Transportation Advisory Committee. 2 reappointments and 1 new appointment. Stacy Dupuis and Michelle Owens, and Richard Beck. Any questions or discussion on the appointments? Hearing none, I would accept a motion.
I move to approve the appointments to Compass Regional Transportation Committee, term to expire 12/31/2026, as listed on the agenda.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, next we have some unfinished business. I'll accept a motion to remove the unfinished business from the table.
I move to move the unfinished business from the table for consideration.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, this is the award of bid number 26003, Ada County Victim Services Center, tenant improvement. Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, the evaluation team has reviewed the bids received for bid 26003 and would like to submit this recommendation for award letter for your consideration. Would you like me to read the letter?
Yes.
All
Would you
right.
Read the letter.
Dated November 4th, 2025, to the Board of Ada County Commissioners from Ada County Procurement regarding bid 26003 Ada County Victim Services Center Tenant Improvement 2026. Dear members of the board, after reviewing the bids submitted, it is the recommendation of the evaluation group to award the contract for bid 26003 to Triple G Construction Incorporated as the lowest responsive bidder in the amount of $230,884.00. Sincerely, Bob Perkins.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to accept the recommendation of the evaluation committee and award bid 26003, Ada County Victim Services Center tenant improvement to Triple G Construction in the amount of $230,884.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Great, thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioners.
All right. Okay, we'll get on to new business. We have a couple of resolutions that require a public hearing. I'll open the public hearing on resolution number 3136, a resolution adjusting the Ada County American Rescue Plan Act budget. Any questions on that resolution? Apparently not. I'll close the public hearing on resolution 3136. Call for a motion.
I move to approve resolution 3136 as listed on the agenda.
Second.
You've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I'll open the public hearing on resolution 3138, a resolution adjusting Ada County budget to reflect the receipt of unscheduled revenue to the Emergency Management Department's budget. Any questions or issues on that resolution? Hearing none, I'll close the hearing on resolution 3138. Call for a motion.
I'll move to approve resolution number 3138 as listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. I'll open the public hearing on resolution 3139, a resolution to establish a process to allocate financial assurance funds for Ada County landfill. Okay, that public hearing has been opened. You want to give us a brief update, Herb? There you go.
Morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Resolution number 3139 is to allow the Ada County landfill to create a process on developing financial assurance funds for closure, post-closure, and corrective action activities. State statute requires us to maintain those particular funds as well as the federal regulations. Currently today, we have a fund that has it all in one bucket. Our goal is to create separate categories for each of those liabilities. They all have different balances or requirements per statute, as well as based on the cost to facilitate those activities. We worked closely with the clerk's office. Trent and his team were very helpful in helping us navigate through this process to develop the process for creating those funds. So this will help us create transparency out at the landfill in regards to what cash balances we have on hand for facilitating these obligations for closure, post-closure, and corrective action.
Okay, any questions?
No, Mr. Chairman, just as a comment, thank you, Herb, for helping us do this so there's more transparency in terms
Appreciate
of
it.
all of the funds and where the funds are gonna be going.
My pleasure.
So that the parent, everybody, the taxpayers and everybody can see, make it clear. That just not just one big fund that we didn't know what's gonna be
Correct.
used for.
And we've had just one big fund, now we got three little funds.
Yes, and so
And that, but it designates specifically what the purpose
that
is.
is correct, Mr. Chairman. So what we'll do after the approval of this resolution, we'll work with the clerk's office to then create those accounts and then move funds appropriately to those particular accounts.
Okay. Any other questions or issues? Hearing none, I'll close the public hearing on resolution 3139. And any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I move to approve resolution 3139 as listed on the agenda.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners.
Thank you. Motion carries. All right, I'll open the public hearing on resolution 3140, resolution for the conveyance of office chairs from Ada County to the Idaho State Public Defender. We're always willing to help the public defender when they're cooperating with us. Okay, we have some extra chairs and they need them. Okay, any other questions or discussion? I guess no one's here to object to it, so. I'll close the public hearing on resolution 3140. Call for a motion.
I move to approve resolution number 3140 as listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Good enough. Okay, next up is the clerk's office. We have a representative from the clerk's office. Go ahead.
Good morning. On the agenda, we have one new license for Walk and Roll, and we have one transfer license for Grocery Outlet of Overland. All paperwork is in order, fees have been paid, and a recommendation has been issued by the sheriff's office. So we are ready for you to decide on that.
Okay. Is there an election going on today?
There, I was gonna get to that right after the alcohol part, fun stuff. There is an election going on today, shocker, I know. So far, the totals, we've had over 13,000 absentee votes that have been turned in. Early voting numbers were 12,737, so just, a little under 13,000 there. And then we are expecting around 45,000 for voter turnout. So a smaller election, but still a great election. We're excited to test out the new facility after the remodel and pilot some additional things for transparency and ease.
Yeah, we toured that.
It's beautiful. They did.
Gonna go, yeah.
Did a great
Yeah,
job.
it's great, it's a great job. So, all right, anything else before we adopt the alcohol licenses? Anything else from the clerk's office?
No, nothing else.
All right, I'll accept a motion on the alcohol licenses.
I move to approve the alcohol licenses and license transfer as listed on the agenda.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. Okay, next we have the claims journal. This is to pay our bills through the week. Any questions or discussion on the claims journal? If not, I'll accept the motion.
I move to authorize payment of claims on the Claims Journal dated October 31st, 2025.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have personnel actions. This is sort of a new, we altered the process somewhat. And go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. So yes, we have a new process starting, so I'm going to share my screen here, and we'll pull up big mess one here. There we go. So we'll pull up all of the salary adjustments that we've had for this period. There was 39 adjustments in total. 5 of them were exceeding budget authority, meaning they had to find position funding from another, savings from another position. And so we have the list right here. would you like me to go through these one by one, or do you wanna break them out by the
Just give us-
non-highlighted and highlighted ones?
Just give us the highlighted ones.
Highlighted ones, okay. So those are at the bottom.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
you might want to explain when they exceed budget authority, what does that mean and what's the process?
Yeah, so if they exceed budget authority, we have these 5 adjustments here that are highlighted in gray. Basically means that the board here has previously approved all positions at a certain funding level. During the year, if they want to make a change to increase that funding beyond what was already allocated during the budget process, they have to identify another position where there's savings available to be used to increase that position. So kind of moving budget from one position to another is what exceeding budget authority. So anything not highlighted here in white, these are just adjustments that are still within the overall budget authority for that position that you have already approved. These ones that exceed budget authority have to find and identify sources.
Within their budget.
Within their budget, yeah, so everything in here is still within their budget, it nets out to 0. But
they're moving like.
But
if
they are
like if they have a
increasing.
Like if they have a vacancy, they're taking, the money that they would be spending on salary and putting it in one of these.
Exactly, yeah, if you approved a budget, at a certain level.
What if
and
they
then-
later wanna fill that vacancy?
Then they will be using that fund, they'll have to use the funding that's there adjusted for what was taken off to fund something else, or find another position to then fund to increase that if they want to, so.
Go ahead, you have a question?
Well, just as an amplification, I guess, or a question so if they have a position that is hired 6 months in, then that there is some money there that was budgeted for that. That's the kind of thing we're talking about.
Correct, yeah, so if there's a vacancy, that funding is still held for that position at that whatever level was approved during the budget process. That never changes or gets adjusted unless they utilize it for funding somewhere else or something of that
So when
nature.
people see that these are outside of budget authority, that's the kind of thing, so that we need to clarify for the public as well as for us. That's the kind of thing that's happening here. We're not increasing the budget or anything like that, which we
Correct,
don't have
yeah.
the authority to do.
Yeah, there's no increasing of budget, this is all adjustments, kind of shifting budget around to accommodate changing needs from when the budget was approved to now.
Okay, go ahead.
And just as an aside, to thank both the clerk's office as well as the elected officials and department heads. This is a new process we're using here, and it's more dynamic, and that's why we're doing this more openly and publicly, so that
Exactly, yeah,
people
more
can
transparency.
see the kinds of things we do and how we do it. And it's very helpful for us, and you can see those explanations there. So when because it has to come to us for approval, and you've done a very good job of giving us the wherewithal to make those decisions. So thank all the staff for helping us do that. So.
Yes, thank you, and then also want to shout out HR as well, they were a big part of this new process change.
Right.
So appreciate that it helps.
Yes, and of course, the whole reason we developed this process is for increased transparency and so that people would know exactly what's going on, because these were, and hopefully we'll get fewer of these, because we wanted people to put the salary in their ongoing budget, and these, small minor changes, we could accommodate those, but we wanted to just include it in their budget.
Exactly.
And any other questions or discussions?
Well, just one more amplification of what you said, so that we don't have in the budget process, at the beginning of budget deliberations, we don't have major things that we have to consider either. These are the kinds of things we're gonna be doing during the year, so that we won't have those major, large groups of things that we have to
Exactly,
have
yep.
in the budget process.
Everything should be straightened out as needed for the budget. Yep.
And we did discover one error that had been made in the prosecutor's office, and we're correcting that error.
Oh, yes, that's right, yep, that's the
That's
second one here.
That's one of the
Yep.
adjustments.
Yep, that is one of the adjustments that had to be.
And that's why it's being made. is because
Exactly.
There was an error.
Gives them the flexibility to correct that error and
that's
adjust
what we're
everything, but still being within their budget, that is
That's what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, any other discussion?
And that's what this process allows us to do, so that, again, it's not at the end of the fiscal year that we're doing this, we're doing it during the as we're going.
Exactly, yeah, it gives us that flexibility, but still being transparent.
Yeah, well, we appreciate all the staff that's with the HR office, clerk's office, and each of our departments and elected officials in handling this, because it gives it more transparency, and we think it's gonna be a better process.
I agree.
All right.
Are there any individual questions on any adjustments here, or would you like to just make them?
No, back to what I just said, Mr. Chairman. The explanations and what's been worked through by HR and by the clerk's office and by the individual agencies and elected officials, that's helped us have the information we need so we can do what we're doing.
Okay, anything else that you think you'd like to point out while you're here?
Nope, I have nothing else.
Okay.
Just what was on the report.
All right, well, thank you, Ryan. All right, is there any other questions from the board?
Nope.
All right, I'd accept the motion.
I move to approve the personnel actions as listed on the agenda.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Ryan.
It's Kobe, but.
Oh, Kobe, I'm sorry. Thanks, Kobe.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, we have assessor's office with us. Like to introduce your partner there?
Yeah, good morning, commissioners. It's my honor to introduce Kathleen Ireland she came from the Idaho State Tax Commission, and she's gonna be our new Assistant Chief Deputy.
Yes.
Well, good, well, welcome.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yeah.
Commissioners.
We created a new position just for you.
I feel very honored.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
and that's one of the things we just did in that personnel action.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yes, we did. All right, well, great.
Well, yeah, so we got a lot going on in our office.
I can see that.
So I'll just jump right in, yeah. I'll finish for the tax cancellation, it's been till then. We are doing our residential reappraisal right now. In total, our appraisers, they'll be inspecting about 45,000 parcels. And that entails driving around and getting photos and updating characteristics. But one thing that we do that complements that is we send out survey postcards to our property owners. And basically gives them the ability, well, number one, it educates them on what we're doing in the neighborhood, that we're taking pictures and stuff. And secondly, it gives them an opportunity to go onto our website and basically enter a code, and then they can update the characteristics. So it gives them transparency to be able, even though they can already go in there and see characteristics, this really gives them an opportunity to go in there and review it side by side, bedroom, bathroom, fireplace, stuff like that. And then at the end, if they want the notes in there, that the appraiser, or if they want us to reach out to do a physical inspection. It's really nice service. Unfortunately, it does come with some people are calling right now and saying, hey, I got this postcard, is this some kind of scam or something, what's going on? We're like, no, it's the real deal. So we are getting some of those calls, so you might hear some of that overflow.
Now, when you got the Google Street View where you can see everybody's house online already, do you guys have to take more detailed pictures than that?
Yeah, by state law, we do have to go to the property and we take a picture of it. So I know that is not, that there was a county years ago, a long time ago, that did not budget for mileage, and they were hoping just to use aerials and Google, and they were like, no, that does not qualify for state requirements. So we do have to do at least a street view look at the property.
Is that something that legislature should change, or do you actually get better pictures by doing it yourself?
Yeah, I know I've always had a theory, kind of own the data back there, so I do like the appraisers to get out and see things and find out the nuances of the neighborhood, because there could be things around there, smells, from certain things, or that we hear in BOE, or there could be outlying impacts to it. So it's good I think, for the appraisers to get out there, really understand, and then when they're talking to the people on the phone, those people that choose to call in during the assessment appeal period, they really have a good knowledge of the neighborhood. I think the property owners appreciate the fact that we're going out there and visiting their neighborhoods for that conversation. But I imagine the way technology is going and everything, at some point, they probably will make that. The Idaho State Tax Commission is our oversight agency, so they regulate a lot of stuff. So maybe you'd want to elaborate. You think that'll ever happen?
If that's been discussed.
It hasn't been discussed to this point, certainly. And so state law specifically states that we have to have a physical inspection at least once every 5 years. So it really does allow the appraiser to understand what's happening as far as traffic patterns, new construction, anything else that's occurring in that area. And they can speak a little bit more authoritatively with the property owner to really give a good idea of what's happening on the ground.
All right, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman. And I've actually had some people comment on the fact when the assessors go out there. Some of them have complained, they said, first of all, they've complained, why do they take pictures of my houses, et cetera? And then when they find out what they're doing and they're actually looking to make sure that their assessment is correct based on a visual inspection, they're actually, their compliment the fact that is actually done, that we take the time to do that. So we actually see, like you said, smells, traffic, all those other nuances that you can't see with just a picture.
Yeah, that's a good feedback. Yeah, fair and equitable, and that's what we live by. Other things we got going on, we are wrapping up Board of Tax Appeals in the coming weeks. So we've navigated all of our appeals through there. We have 3 left, 3 pretty big commercial ones. We'll be working on those in the coming weeks. And then our property tax reduction is one of those things that has to be finalized and balanced with the Idaho State Tax Commission prior to our treasurer being able to move forward. Yesterday, things were not matching up. This morning, they are. So we're gonna get that property tax reduction certified today. And we don't wanna get in the way of tax bills being printed. So I think it clears the path for our treasurer. Other than that, we got 109 tax cancellations. These are mostly homestead exemptions. As you know, there's no deadline for that, so people can apply at any point during the year and get their full $125,000 if they meet the size of the house. And then secondly, we got some Board of Tax Appeal settlements in there too. So
Which ones are the settlements?
So it's gonna be the Boise Apartments and on page 3, page 3, Blue Cross of Idaho. So.
I was wondering about those apartments, they don't get a homeowner's exemption.
Nope. No. They got a settlement instead, so, but it's always good, our commercial appraisers, they work with the property owners, and before moving forward into a court system, we wanna make sure, it's really an opportunity to go out and visit with the property and the property owner and find that additional information that we might not have had before, so.
Okay. Well, and we do, to make sure that if anybody's watching this, these are called tax cancellations on the code, but they're not really cancellations, they're just an adjustment to a person's tax.
Exactly.
So there's that small portion of it that is canceled. All right.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just a thank you and a reminder for the hundreds of people that are listening, that there is a process where they can actually have that dialogue if they want to before they don't have to actually appeal. They can actually have a dialogue with the assessor's office. And I get thank yous for that as well. They were very receptive to dialogue, they talked about it, we were able to make an adjustment based on what I know and they didn't know. So anyway, that's a good process as well.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions or discussion on the tax cancellations?
There's an agreement for Vexel Imaging for oblique imagery coverage for urban areas. Is that your department?
Okay, good catch, that is. So that's our oblique imagery. We've been flying that the last couple of years, and we really enjoy it. I mean, it's similar to the Google Earth street scene, but we really get a lot higher lower pixelation, I guess you could say, so a lot higher quality, so we can really zoom in. So as far as our street view, I mean, that's nice, but as far as looking at the whole property and verifying that our square footage is accurate, or if they've added swimming pools or, addition on the back of the house, something that we're not able to see, the Vexel obliques having those, it gets flown right before the leaves come on in the springtime. And just a great program and very helpful to understand the property and make sure things are fair and equitable.
It's with drone photography?
That is with Cessnas. So they fly high quality cameras, and they just, certain time of the year, they'll crisscross across Ada County. And yeah, we enjoy that service.
Okay, that's a contract. Okay, I'll accept the motion on the tax cancellations.
I'll move to approve the tax cancellations as identified on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Carrie, thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, next we have the treasurer's office. And we're fortunate to have our distinguished treasurer. Come on.
Good morning,
Go
Mr.
ahead.
Chairman, Commissioners. I want to start by thanking the Assessor's Office for completing property tax reduction, the PTR. That is a critical step so that we can proceed with our tax bills. I also want to note that these tax cancellations that you just approved, these will be reflected on the tax bills as an adjustment. But this is the last batch of tax cancellations that will be reflected on the tax bills. So we are freezing our systems later this week, and we'll start creating the tax bills. That will take us 7 to 10 days. They need to be mailed no later than the fourth Monday of November, so November 24th this year. So any tax cancellations after today will be an adjustment after the bill has gone out. So, also before you for consideration are 2 quitclaim deeds. These deeds are 2 parcels that the county acquired by tax deed for the non-payment of 2021 delinquent taxes. By state law, we offered them for sale at a public auction. And these are the 2 parcels that sold. The first parcel, the minimum bid was $481.93. So $481.93. That was the minimum bid, which you set, that covers all delinquent taxes, the 2025 estimates, and all costs and fees and interest related to the parcel. That property sold for the minimum bid. The next parcel, the minimum bid was $450.61. That parcel sold for a greater amount. It was $2,413.38, which means that there are excess proceeds on this parcel. Excess proceeds in the amount of $1,962.77. I just want to explain what happens to these excess proceeds. They are not retained by the county in any way. The excess proceeds, that amount is sent to parties in interest. So that's a statutorily defined term. So people who have a security interest in the property, that they have a right to submit a claim to these excess proceeds, and we will pay them out in the priority of lien. So just as a reminder, there is a full claims process that the excess proceeds are paid to parties in interest, and then if there are no parties in interest, the funds go back to the owner of record at the time we took it by tax deed. So that's what's before you today, is those 2 quitclaim deeds.
Okay, any questions on the 2 quitclaim deeds?
Sure.
Yes.
One of them must have been a pretty small little parcel.
They're both small little parcels.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner, they were both small. Both of them were basically odd lots with no structural improvements.
Okay. Any other questions? I'll accept the motion.
We can have one motion on both of them, right?
Yeah.
I move to approve the sale of parcels R2734750012 and parcel number S0333110061 as listed on the agenda.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any further discussion? Thanks for that explanation. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. And next up is, we have a request from Sarandria Associates Group to accept biosolid waste generated at Mountain Home Air Force Base at the Ada County landfill. We have our director of the landfill here to give us a brief explanation on what this is and the duration.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Before you is a request from SAGC on behalf of Mountain Home Air Force Base to dispose of biosolids at the Ada County landfill. Historically, we have accepted biosolids from the Mountain Home Air Force Base, but their approval expired. It was a 6-month term. Essentially, they're requesting a renewal to continue to allow us to accept the waste at the Ada County landfill.
Okay. About how much waste are they?
I don't have the exact quantities. My understanding is a few trips a year. It's not very significant. if I had to guess amount of tons, maybe 10 to 20 tons a year is my understanding.
Yeah, it's pretty small. All right, any questions from the board? Go ahead.
And this is because ours is the landfill that's closest available.
They don't have a current outlet at the moment for disposal of their materials. We're the only site who's permitted to accept it at this time as well.
Okay. Any other questions? I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to accept the request from Sarah Andrea Associates Group to accept biosolid waste generated at Mountain Home Air Force Base at the Ada County landfill.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Is there further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Thank you, Herb.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners.
Okay, next up, we have 5 notices of lien to the weed and pest. Any questions on any of the liens? Relatively small liens. They'll be reported and hopefully paid. Any questions?
Mr. Chairman, just as an explanation.
Sure.
Counties are required under state law to enforce the noxious weed law of the state of Idaho. And on every parcel of property within the county. And individual landowners are responsible for taking care of noxious weeds. And if they don't, and the county has to come in and take care of it under the law, as required under the law, and they do not pay for that service, then the option to the county is to put a lien on the property a tax lien on the property, and that's what this is doing. These services weren't paid for by the homeowner or the landowner, and so we're putting a lien on that property to get.
And that's to protect the property taxpayers from having to pay it.
Correct.
Okay, any other questions? I'll accept the motion.
I move to approve the 5 lien notices as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I'll second that.
You've heard the motion. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, now we have 4 contracts with Expo Idaho for interim agreements. Any question or issues with any of the agreements? Hearing none, I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to approve the agreements as identified on the agenda for Expo Idaho, Western Idaho Fair, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
You've heard the motion. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, now we have 12 agreements. Some of these are renewal agreements, some of them are new. Any questions or issues with any of the agreements?
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
It is for operations, but we have one to renew a self-storage unit for storage. Is that something that we're hoping to eliminate in the near future by putting more stuff at the Morris Hill facility?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Gates, the goal once the Morris Hill facility is built out is to be able to get rid of all of the outside rentals of storage facilities and move it all into the Morris Hill complex. And so it should save the ongoing expense for the yearly rentals of those storage units.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just election, since number C is an agreement for storage and transportation of the elections equipment, I think it's appropriate. We're in election day.
Yep.
It's appropriate that we do that. That's just a note. And then the last one, the L, just as a kudos to operations. This is a maintenance operation, and I think deferred maintenance is critically important, and our operations staff does a great job of doing that so that we don't have, as you've pointed out, like happened at Fort Idaho Center, a large bunch of deferred maintenance that we have to deal with. And that's what one of these is. And we have these periodically as well in our agreement, so.
All right. Any other questions or issues on any of the 12 agreements? If not, I'll accept the motion.
I move to approve the 12 agreements as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents on behalf of the board.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up, we have the weekly indigent items. Any questions or discussion on the weekly indigent items? Not, I'll accept the motion.
I'll move to accept the recommendations of indigent services staff as listed on the summary of cases dated November 4th, 2025, and authorize the chair to sign the documents on behalf of the board.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any other questions? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there any other business that you can brought before the board before we adjourn?
Well, Mr. Chair, just inviting the public, since it's election day, that they can actually go down to the newly renovated elections office and watch in person the count come in. And since there's windows everywhere, you can see everything. So-
Or if they don't wanna do that, they can go online and watch it.
That's right.
Cause they're all posted.
But it's a lot more fun at the elections office.
It is.
You get the new tour of the new facility.
Yep, yep. But if you wanna go online and watch it. You'll be online, won't you?
I probably will. I'll be working outside receiving tonight.
All right, well, good enough. So any other questions before we adjourn? All right, we'll be adjourned. Thank you. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Today is the fourth day of November. The time is 10:52. No, 49. 10:49, excuse me.
9:49.
Excuse me, 9:59, you're right, 9:59, daylight saving, all right. All right, we have, the board is in session, all three commissioners are present. We also have with us,
John Blake, paramedics. Kobe Sterling, clerk's office.
okay. And we have, real IT guy. Any changes to the agenda, Madam Clerk?
There are,
Okay, to the daily?
to both the daily and the EMS agenda.
Okay,
Well, it does, so we do have executive session listed on the EMS agenda at the end. Do we need to put it at the beginning, or is it fine where it's at?
That's gonna get tabled.
Oh, then we're tabling.
We're
That
tabling,
one is
okay.
tabling, yes.
Well, Mr. Chair, I'll move to table the executive session on the agenda to the next meeting.
I second the motion.
November
We're doing it
12th.
To the next meeting?
November 12th.
November 12th.
Okay, you've heard the motion to table, item 5 on the Ada County Emergency Medical Services District agenda. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, that section's been tabled. Okay, now do we need to change the daily, our daily today?
Yes, I move to remove the 9:30 legal staff executive session from the daily agenda.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
That's been changed. Okay, so here we are, the Ada County Commission acting as the board of the Emergency Medical Services District. The first item on the agenda is the claims journal. Is there any questions or issues on the claims journal? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion.
I move to approve the EMS claims journal dated October 31st, 2025.
Second.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we have one job reclassification. And
Come up again and
okay,
show that for you.
okay.
just like what we did earlier. We had one singular adjustment for EMS, and so it's broken out there. It is within their position funding. So,
All right. Any questions or issues on the one job reclassification?
Just to, yeah, move
Go ahead.
from EMT to advanced EMT.
Getting a little
very
smarter.
routine.
Just a little.
That's right. Okay. All right, I'll accept a motion.
I'll move to approve the personnel actions as listed on the agenda.
I second the motion.
Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we have the approval of the minutes. Any questions or issues with any of the minutes? I'll accept a motion.
I move to approve the EMS minutes as listed on the agenda and authorize the chair to sign the appropriate documents.
Second. Okay, you've heard the motion. All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion carries. Now we have our EMS update.
Mr.
It's all up to you.
Thank you very much,
You get the
Mr.
balance
Chair,
of the meeting.
Commissioners. As you all know, as the three of you know, we had a successful send-off for Chief Rain last week. I'm reliably informed that he has put a new fly line on that rod and reel and is going to be using it within the week. Most people in Idaho do not apparently fish after Labor Day, and so kudos to him for getting out there and doing it. As far as I'm concerned, the weather is still tropical. He should be out there. He also let me know that he's removed his email link from his phone. Not that it worked, but I'm exceedingly happy for him, and his excitement is palpable through my conversations. The only other thing I had for you was that my replacement, the operations chief job, has been open. Not only did I open it internally, but opened externally. There were 23 candidates at close on Friday. 11 of those, well, we're sorting through right now the number of candidates that we're going to move forward. Not sure on that number, but we had a number of candidates from across the country that were had showed real promise for the position. So I was happy about the turnout, the number of people that were interested. I'm confident out of that number that we'll be able to find someone to fill the position.
Great.
That's all I had for you.
Good. Any questions? All right. Well, I don't have any questions. So thank you. Appreciate your efforts. Tell your
Certainly.
staff we appreciate what they do.
Will do. Thank
All
you very
right.
much.
Absolutely.
We'll be adjourned. We're adjourned. Thank you. Thank you.